Hello and welcome to Roll to One. I'm Jaden Arnold. We're playing Monster of the Week. Things are great. It's been fun so far. Hope you're sticking along for the ride. So let's get right to it. Without further ado, let's get ready for tonight's episode of Whispers of Old Harbor. All right. You all killed the monster.
Yes,
Absolutely murked it. But you did take some wounds, and things were dangerous, so you needed to recover. So you went ahead and slept through the night, waking up in the morning, returned with Lori, the bloodhound, back to the park ranger. You resolved kind of that storyline, but ultimately the dog led you down to this grate, and without, of course, the knowledge that the park ranger bestowed upon you that there was a lost foot, somebody who had died, but it's a woman's foot. So it's not pertaining to the man that you had been missing. However, he guessed that the potential person that you were after had been disassembled. Why? Because he did find a foot. So his 2 and 2 were put together, but of course you guys see a larger story. Guns are missing. Things are on edge. However, you all needed to recover. So you all went your separate ways. And you figured out, Charlie, that is an Eldritch being that you're after, resolving that. You, of course, told your grandmother that you had talked to Arthur, and then you two, Harry and Sammy had a conversation about kind of that you all need to convene and talk about this larger issue. Of course, then once you guys decided to go your separate ways, Harry went to Charlie's house, but not before someone else had arrived and knocked. Of course, as you asked, who is it? You, of course, thought that he was maybe psychic. You've seen some magic at this point, and you're not exactly sure how he was able to guess that you were there. However, you coming across the doorway realized that there is someone in the nicest suit you've ever seen in front of your door, Charlie. The man turns to the side, eyeing Harry Henderson. And hearing you announce your presence, he looks over and says, "Who are you?" You see this man in, he's got tight red hair pulled down over his blue suit.
Did I hear him say, "Who are you?" out in the hallway?
Yeah. Did I mention the look of Sinclair already? I may have just decided. Great.
Because we'd never seen
That's good.
him.
This is absolutely Harrison Sinclair.
Okay.
Yeah. You are only barely aware of him, but it is enough you put 2 and 2 together.
Okay.
You do hear him say that.
I'll be like, "I don't know. You're the one at my door."
I am Harrison Sinclair.
And I'm...
Is this Mr. Stern's residence? As he looks over towards Harry Henderson.
I assume so. I've never been here either.
I'm in the room hearing him talk to somebody else in the hallway. I just go, "Are you wanting in, or what?"
I need to speak to Mr. Stearns.
I come up and I look at the peephole and I see him out there.
The 2 Harrisons.
Yeah. And I just open the door. The chain still across it, and I'm like, "Mr. Sinclair?"
I'm here about that thing you wrote.
One moment. And I close the door. I close the door again, put on a fresh vest, a fresh pair of pants, put a towel over the pair of pants that are currently having the blood washed out of them, and go back to the door and open it up.
And I'm just looking at Sinclair, I just shrug my shoulders. I don't know. What?
And I see you out in the hallway as well, and I go, "Well, it looks like a party. Everyone in. Come on."
He walks in.
I don't want to intrude.
No. It was it's you saw the article in the paper as well. Come on.
You're still freelance.
Complicated, but yes.
You can come in.
Okay. So I will go in also.
"How can I help you, Mr. Sinclair?" As I point to the 2 chairs that are in the room for those 2 to sit in.
I will lean up just against a wall and be like, "Charlie, you can sit."
I'll stand. This will be quick. I don't accept slander.
Now, what exactly did you consider slander in my article, Mr. Sinclair?
I believe the promenade was going to be effective in making the town better. Your accurate depiction of what it currently is was not helpful.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Sinclair, I can only present what information is given to me, and the information given did not seem exceptionally favorable to what you're working on. Now, if things change in the near future, I'll be more than happy to write a new perspective on it. But for the time being, this is the current outlook.
What are your plans for a follow-up story?
I plan on... Actually, since you're here, I'd be more than happy to allow you to present your side of everything. If you would be willing to guide me through the area, present the prospects of your construction, and I'll be more than happy to write an article from your perspective of things.
If you're looking for something along the lines of a write-up, I'll send you what I have. If you want to do an interview, I'll do a question-answer basis.
Let's do the interview. When's the time that's good for you?
I'm a busy man. I have the next 42 minutes.
Precision. I like it.
Henderson,
Yes.
out.
All right. Charlie, I will be back later. The group is going to be getting dinner later, so I'll be back in 43 minutes.
Let him pass. You open the door. You see 4 big dudes in the hallway.
Harry's going to be kind of shocked, just taken aback. He's like, oh, all right, gents. That completely goes against what I was planning on doing, just sitting outside the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
What do you do? Do you leave?
Um,
You do have one more person to grab.
I'm getting Catherine.
Okay.
yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
grab him.
yeah, yeah. He's
Great.
So-
I'm assuming you tell him, hey, we're going to meet at blah, 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 or no?
No, because I don't want to give Sinclair too much information.
Did you say, like, we'll talk later? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll just nod to the people and the 4 guys, and I'll make it look like I'm leaving. What I will do is I'm gonna go down 1 floor to the apartment that's right below Charlie's. I'm going to.
You try to listen through the floor?
No, through the open window.
Oh, the open window?
Through the open window.
You have an open window?
Oh, yeah, it's fall. Of course he's going to have an open
Sure.
window.
nice.
Okay. I'll give you that.
So I'm gonna knock on the apartment right below him, see if anyone's there.
There is, for fun, there's no one there,
Okay.
but it is locked and closed.
Right. Well, and then I will pull out my lockpicking set as a private detective, who's freelance.
All right. I'm going to give you 1 attempt
Okay.
to open this door.
Okay.
If you fail, you can spend luck.
Okay.
But otherwise, I just need you to roll plus sharp.
Roll plus sharp. Perfect for me. That's my highest one. All right,
I would
guys.
assume that it's a intelligence-based skill.
Right.
That's also giving me time to look through my notes and remember what exactly I wrote about the Sinclair project.
Listen, this is more of like an interview. Just make it up as you go.
Yeah.
You said plus sharp. That's gonna be a 10.
10. Okay. You get the door open.
Mm-hmm.
However, you will leave behind a broken lock.
Okay.
Okay. The door's open. And you are in the downstairs, listening as much as you can by the window.
Yeah, I'll go over to the window because I assume if it's 1920s, it's one of those apartments that they built quickly, so very similar.
Yeah, I'm assuming you will eventually share what you know with the group. So, for a lack of a better word, yes, you are also in the loop.
Yes. Okay.
All All right, Mr. Stearns, you are speaking to the wealthiest man you've ever met, the wealthiest man in town, and a man who owns, likely, the majority of the city.
And I just got attacked by a tentacle monster the night before, so this guy doesn't scare me all that much.
Effective and hurt me a little bit. I'm not fearful. Go for it. What do you say to him as he says, it's always nice to have a detective to get information from.
This is very true. Lets me have a wider scope of information. So, Mr. Sinclair, with this new development coming in, this town seems to have a great desire for maintaining its history. Are you doing anything to try and preserve that history while also bringing in the new?
I am funding, partially donating the Waterford effort to maintain the estate outside of town for Harborview Manor. I think that the land is wonderful. I've been trying to get Elias to go and see the place, but it seems that his support is already involved, so I need not talk to him. It's a shame what has happened to Mayor Somers. I believed our efforts could have been wonderful, and maybe the continued expansion of the grounds, attempting to talk to the park ranger hasn't been helpful. He seems disinterested in expanding the estate. He holds a similar say over what happens there, and his recommendation, I guess, holds a lot more sway than I thought. I truly just want to expand upon the promenade and make sure that the town is wonderful for both residents and tourists. He's careful with words.
Yes.
It's simple. You're noticing things. Even his letting it slip seem intentional.
Yes, it's very much a marketing tactic of I want to do good, but these people are holding me back from doing the best I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Charlie just kind of hearing that, noticing the cues and stuff that he's heard before from other bigwigs, trying to hide rumors that he's exposed.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay. And what exactly is the what exactly are the intended expansions into the nature preserve, if you were given permission to expand into that?
If I was given permission, I would clear down some of that forest, as much as would be helpful for the environment. But of course, I'm interested in building, well, a factory. More work here means more money for the town. I don't think the fishmonger's plants are doing as well as they used to, well, with all these fishermen going up missing.
Charlie kind of looks past him at the five guys.
No, they were outside.
I know that outside of the building or outside of
They're
his
outside
door?
of his door,
Yeah,
out of your door.
that he saw outside his
Yeah.
door when Henderson left, and he just kind of looks at him, looks at the door, looks over at Sinclair, and he goes, "You wouldn't happen to have an idea of what could be causing these fishermen to disappear and cause the fishmonger's business to falter, would you?"
I have guesses, but speculative journalism is not something that sells.
Just kind of looks up, like, over his glasses from his notepad, and he goes, "You'd be surprised."
Surprised you haven't spoken to the Elwood yet.
They're on my list.
How is the new one? Have you met her?
We've had brief conversations, nothing too extensive. Seems like she's been here before, just not super familiar with the area.
I heard that Lady Elwood was planning on making a move on young Somers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with the daughter involved, they might have enough money to get in the way of any potential developments.
Seems as though you are quite the fan of speculation for not thinking it sells well.
Off the record.
I set my pen down on the arm of the chair.
But I don't.
Off the record, Waterford has been a lovely ally, and well, the Elwoods have always been stubborn. This newest addition, though, she seems, well, rather more intelligent. So I'm willing to say that she may be less interested in romance and more in, well, the pride of the town and what it could become. He's allowed to be wrong. You're just like,
This is
Just thinking, like, really?
he goes, yes, Ruth was her name, right? She was quite the character the other night. That is a very interesting take on things. My recommendation for these developments that you deem so important to the future of the town, definitely make sure that the foundation is willing to support the new build before you start speculating on expansion.
sometimes claiming money on the insurance is more beneficial.
Love this so much.
I see that you're running low on relevant questions, so I'll propose one to you. What do you do in your spare time, Charles?
No need for such formality. But I tend to collect knowledge is probably my favorite hobby outside of work.
All right. I'm sure someone's listening that they shouldn't be. My men are curious. Sure, their ears are pressed hard against the door.
Hear a slight shuffle in the hallway.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Regardless, I extend an invitation. Come this Saturday, I plan on throwing my own event. I just thought I'd tell you that I'll place the final linchpin on my development over down in the Old Harbor District. I plan on, well, the old fishmonger's plants, if all things go according to plan, won't be standing there much longer. On Saturday, that will be signed and happen. You're welcome to attend as my... I'll give you the exclusive. Those radio boys make me talk too much.
More than happy to take notes from the sideline.
Oh, and if you should need anything else, look for Marcella. Marcella is my account executive here in Harborview. I just figured a personal conversation would be best.
I'll be sure to reintroduce myself to her.
He stands up, dusts off his pants, rudely looks over at a hair on his shoulder, flicks it away, and buttons his jacket, extends his hand as you, I'm sure, rise and shake it. And he says, I appreciate your writing. However, like you, I read between the lines. Have a great one. And he steps out of your place without asking.
Okay. I close the door behind him, chain it up. Actually, no, I watch them leave, and once they are down the stairs at the end of the hall, I close the door and chain it back up again. And I'm like, Charlie just sits down and goes, annoyed someone else.
So, you all, you two are meeting up and heading towards the destination. You get to the Elwood home. So, Sammy, you knock on the Elwood home. You are greeted by a butler.
Oh dear.
Donovan. Yes, hello.
Oh, this could go very poorly.
Hi. I'm looking for Catherine.
What's the message?
Sammy's here because we are going to have dinner. The four of us, not just her. She'll know who the four are.
Is this a double date?
Nope.
Okay.
Happily engaged. Me, I am.
He closes the door. 1 second. And he walks over into a room that Catherine is not in, says some things. A certain Ruth Elwood responds. And then he says, "Yes, ma'am." And he walks over towards wherever you find yourself. And he says, "There is a Samuel Accardiano for you."
You're a big dude. I don't think people don't know who you are.
He's also a cousin.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've said this now.
I'm trying to hang on. Let me
Yeah, you're good.
let me think how I want to respond.
I mean, you and Donovan are chill, so like you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay. Here.
Yes, he's at the front door.
Did he say what he needed?
He said the four of you need to talk and that you know who that would be.
Yeah. um. Some classmates and I that are near our age want to get dinner.
Great.
Yeah. And I'll leave.
You leave.
Slide by.
And then he goes, "Oh, young love." No. I am fully aware it's not a romance between them.
Yeah.
He's assuming
Yeah.
that it's involved with
Somebody
like,
else. Yeah.
He just is like, you're being
Sam.
all like secretive and
Sammy's the cover to get her out of the house.
yeah, we don't know. He's just and also
beard.
you talked about
He's the
Arthur,
beard.
like so there's all this drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's just like, I think he like sees you like a niece or something. So he just kind of that's the vibe.
Yeah.
When we make the TV show, the line is gonna be better than that. So whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So anyway, you are greeted at the front door. On your way down, you see waiting by the door with a large kind of fur shawl over her arms and with her arms crossed. She looks at you and goes, "Where are you going?"
To dinner.
With.
Well, you know, Sammy.
She makes a face.
From mom's side, he's like the second cousin.
The Italians.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, and then two of our friends similar to our age are also joining.
Will Arthur be there?
It's possible.
Well, tell them I say hi and good luck.
Thank you.
Have fun. That's a lie.
You're telling me she's lying.
She just lied.
Yeah. Because I have.
She's being disingenuous.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yep.
I leave.
Yep. I mean, you're an adult. Bye.
Yeah.
And she, on your way, as you walk out and you see Sammy, she says to you almost, talking to you through to you. She says, "You have school tomorrow."
Yes, it won't be too late.
And that's it. You guys go.
All right.
All right, so I'm assuming there's a light conversation of like, man, this is crazy. What's going on? All this drama.
You're so rich.
You're welcome to roleplay that if you want, but I was just gonna fast forward to
We can
the
do
to
it,
the
yeah.
Lighthouse
Get to
Lodge.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, so we convene
main
at the
taters.
we convene at the Lighthouse Lodge, which is a lovely boat-themed location, all celebrating the histories of Harborview. And you find yourself a booth in the midst of this soda shop. That was probably once a wonderful bar, has been modified for prohibition, and there you are. In this space, you are given an area with a mock porthole over on the side and a series of old fishing photos and paintings from the decades.
Can photos be old in the 20s?
Yes, they can.
10
No.
prints.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
No,
Like, that's
no,
what
I know.
paintings and
No,
photos.
I know. Just being.
All right.
Oh, you're
just
good.
being a jerk.
So, Harry and I had a conversation, and I thought it would be best if we all had the conversation. About what we heard from that man that we all heard from at the same time.
Thaddeus.
So, how was he doing that? Did he have like some sort of like radio that was transmitting everything that could hear? Like, I don't know what's going on, and there has to be a reasonable explanation.
You're just no hope.
He's
I have lots of hope.
no,
Well, not what I mean.
not that you're hope. You're hopeless, but not in like
But not without hope.
yes.
Sure. I believe he is
What?
all one person.
Essentially, yes. What you consider reasonable is not going to be reasonable in this instance. He's, to the best of my knowledge, existing across time and space all at once.
So we all saw different Thaddeus's.
I
Like we
give.
talked-
I describe I describe Thaddeus.
Yeah, the old man
Yeah.
with the top hat and the tails. You guys all describe your Thaddeus's, recognizing the 30-year difference between each.
Yep.
All right. Well, considering what we saw last night, I'm open to the possibility that what you're saying is true, Charlie. Not that I doubt you, but
Or 25 years, because it's a centennial.
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. So, what do we do? I mean, do we believe what he's saying? Do we believe that next Saturday the world is going to end?
The same. I wasn't there.
Don't
I was
worry.
going to talk about something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I was
no,
like,
no,
I'm not there.
no.
I don't know those things.
I'm gonna bring it up. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I don't.
Well, seeing as that Thaddeus's father, which we all say looks exactly the same at all the different locations that we saw with the different Thaddeus's, chose to speak to us and tell us about this event, something that powerful is more than likely telling us something we need to pay attention to.
But why us? I mean, of all the people in the world, why us for? I mean, we got a mobster, a student, a reporter, and a private eye.
Why a murderer with a lisp with Moses? Why all the different biblical leaders that have existed and all the other characters of lore with major faults? Like,
Why
it
not
doesn't
us?
it doesn't always make sense. It just happens.
All right.
Just thinking, is there, do we know anything that we can say, this happened, so this happened, so this happened, so we can assume that it's going to happen? Or is everything, do we feel like it's the culmination of a bunch of unrelated things to finally be related?
I couldn't even begin to know.
I mean, he did give us. He did tell us some things.
Is there anything?
You're trying to ask, what happens on Saturday? Without asking what happens on Saturday?
No.
What's
No.
leading?
No.
What are the chain of events that lead up to what happens? On
Yeah,
Saturday?
like
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, you
Yeah,
should,
yeah.
yeah, you could break it down
Yeah.
into
I'm trying
particular.
to,
Yeah, that's-
basically,
Yeah.
is there a way for us to know? He mentioned something about like we have to find something,
Yeah.
The 3 lanterns.
So,
but you said sorry.
no.
But,
Go ahead. No.
but you said you saw an old man, and I saw a mid-20s guy. Does the old man know what's gonna happen? Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to. Is there anything from that place that we can figure out from the bookstore to either lead us to those places or lead us to the things we need to find, or see what events are leading up to?
So let me
That's-
just briefly help you a little bit, just for your own understanding, which is good. You're role playing it out. So there are 4 Thaddeus's, each of them potentially in a different time. There are 4 locations, each of them potentially in a different time. Those Thaddeus's don't necessarily line up with those locations. Some of them might, some of them might not. The guy lined up in all 4 timelines, which
Yep.
he's a constant.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're gathering.
Yeah.
And then he told you to find 3 lanterns, and his
Okay.
only recommendation of where to start was that cabin in the
Yep.
woods,
Right.
and told you to go talk to the park ranger.
Yep.
You've now been enlightened by the eldritch abominations that are in this world, potentially. Otherwise, you were told to follow your whims, and that what you would be interested in would help save the world. That's all that you were given from that. If any of those puzzle pieces seem interesting, what have you. Then there's outside information that you're now allowed to plug into that puzzle pieces.
Right.
So that's all I can just hopefully wrap up in a pretty bow so you
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So, I was gonna talk about the 3 lanterns before you brought it up again. So Thaddeus said that we need to find the 3 lanterns, right?
Not Thaddeus' father.
Oh, Thaddeus'
The guy.
father. Yeah.
Amir.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? I mean, how are 3 lanterns connected with everything that's going on? And not sure if you figured this out, Charlie, but I was listening in on your conversation.
Doesn't surprise me. Any.
Wait,
Yeah.
what happened?
Well, as you were going to go get Miss Elwood here, Charlie was visited by the illustrious Mr. Sinclair.
Which you've been trying to talk to for
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah. Oh.
I successfully pissed him off with
So
my
all I had to do
newspaper
was
article.
talk some shit, and then I got him. Okay.
I mean, that's
Well, if you want business with him,
No.
don't take my
That's a good
route.
point. Yeah. Good point. That's your job.
Yeah.
so. I don't know if it's connected, but Sinclair is having a ball, just like the one that we were all at a couple days ago, on Saturday, also, where it sounds like some big deal is going to go down. I don't know if that's connected, but it's very coincidental.
And,
Almost too coincidental.
and
But
he seems to have an eye out on your family, Catherine.
On mine?
Yes, he sees Elwood, Ruth, as a hindrance to what he's wanting to do. So, and he has eyes on the fishmonger business. So keep an eye on what's going on over there.
So we're looking for leads, right?
Yeah. Well, we need to figure out what the next steps are. Do we find the lanterns?
Well, so I feel like there's a couple things we can do. We were told to go to the park ranger and the cabin. Right? The voice in our head just told us. Well, and like he told us, like the guy, and do we continue to follow the thread, or then he said follow our whims, right? I have been trying to be in business with Sinclair for weeks now. If I can get close, maybe I can find out more from a more positive relationship, and see if that leads us anywhere. That's all. That's kind of my whims that I could chase. That I feel like I need to chase.
Okay.
I would like to, I have school tomorrow, and Grandma is already upset, so I need to attend. However, I do have class at the asylum, which is also a part of that for me.
Sounds scary.
Well, also during a conversation I overheard, Charlie. Sorry that I eavesdropped, but I'm not actually sorry because it got a lot of good information out of it. He talked about the missing fishermen down at the docks, and I've heard that at least 3 or 4 times now since coming into town just a couple days ago, and no one seems to be investigating it too much. So of the many things, in addition to anything that the chief wants me to do, I know I will be looking into that. And I know there are other criminal enterprises here in town, other than you, Sammy. Not saying you're a criminal, but
Just a businessman.
in something that has been deemed to be outlawed. Though I don't blame
Maple
you.
syrup is great.
On pancakes, yes, not on waffles.
Hold on a second.
We'll have this
You don't like
conversation.
waffles?
Pancakes are
Talking
better.
crazy now.
Pancakes are better.
I like waffles.
That's a hard question.
I don't think
Sorry.
you can go wrong with either.
yeah,
but I
yeah.
would vote waffles.
All right, let us know in the comments, waffles or pancakes.
There we go.
I'm serious though. I will like every single one that says waffles.
What about the pancakes?
No.
What about French toast?
No, that's third. Nope.
Yeah,
We're
that-
talking waffles and pancakes. Let us know. If you're French toast, then somebody write French toast, then like the heck out of that.
French toast is the bougie cousin that you only get to see once a year.
It's eggs. It's just not the same.
Okay.
Oh, hi. Yeah, can I get an order of waffles? And,
And can I have a
chicken
coffee?
waffles. That'd
And,
be great.
and can I have a coffee, please?
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. And for you?
Waffles too, please.
Okay. And for you?
Eggs Benedict.
All right. I'll be back with those. Here are your waters.
Okay. So, back to our conversation. I'm going to be looking up the fishermen and any other criminal enterprises that have been tossed my way. And that's kind of what I think is important. Plus, investigating the mayor's death and trying to find Ezekiel and the missing woman. I have a feeling they may be connected.
I have a feeling that this Sinclair fellow has some knowledge about these 3 lanterns, and that there might be some kind of history of these creatures being here, because why would people not look too hard into missing fishermen? Why would there be a need for extra help in an asylum for a city that isn't quite so large? Why would all of these things, especially with creatures like what unless there is like a history of creatures like what we saw before? I'll speak with the Thaddeus's,
The Thaddeus.
the Thaddeus, and see what I can glean from them. You said that all of yours were different ages than mine?
I mean, I had like a 12-year-old. Or younger. I don't remember the exact age that you said.
Yeah, he was definitely like. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely like 5 or
Oh,
10 or.
Yeah,
He's-
like
Young.
little kid.
Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, young little kid,
Okay.
Mine
toddler. Yours
Oh.
was yeah,
was about 50-ish.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So-
I gave you guys rough numbers
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you wouldn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's first quarter of life, second quarter of life, third quarter of life, and
Near
last
death.
quarter of life.
And then we also need to be looking for those 3 lanterns, apparently.
I have a feeling that if these lanterns are so important to this father figure, they're probably connected with these odd occurrences happening around town. So Why else would his shop be named after them?
I mean, I will also not to slam a table, slam the table with obvious, but you also just fought a creature that was only visible
By
in
light.
light.
Yep. So,
Speaking of, thank you, waiter.
Here are your waffles. Pancakes. Or no, Eggs
Nope.
Benedict. What'd you have?
Pancakes.
Coffee.
Oh.
Coffee? Here's your coffee.
Um,
And yes, I know it is like 8 o'clock.
Do you want any sugar?
No, I take it black, like my soul.
Okay.
That's actually how I do take coffee.
Charlie, on a scale of once every 3 blue moons and sunset, how frequent do you run into those monsters? And how often are they just forever everywhere? And
every winter solstice? What kind of scale is that?
well, it's daily, once every 2 years.
I would regular enough that I've started like doing active research for it.
Oh, great.
I'd say if you really wanted a hard answer in your lifetime, you probably see a creature. I would say, if we were to we'd write like a logarithm for it. It'd be like 1 week, 3 weeks, a month, 7 months, a week.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's your lifetime has been accidental occurrences seeing
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
Hence
There's-
the journalism.
Yeah. There's not anything really consistent about it.
But the presence has you've never felt like they go and they come back. You feel they go and they come back. You feel like you could bump into one any day.
Yeah, I could bump into one any day. And as for they go and they come back, yeah, there's a couple that come back.
This is your first Eldritch horror, though.
Yeah. So this entity is something new that I haven't experienced before.
Oh, that makes me feel even worse.
Well, at least we have a leg up on having some kind of information. Most
yeah, no,
people would be-
it's a good point.
I mean,
I just didn't know how much you had.
all
like
of you
if-
were completely oblivious to anything like it before this moment. So
And I'm still not completely buying into everything.
If we were sent to that cabin by Thaddeus and his father, and that was there, do we have reason to assume that the 3 lanterns prevent those from doing worse? And it's the end of the world that we're worried about those.
The monster we fought last night, or something worse?
Some worse.
Probably something worse.
I
And
mean,
you remember you recall reading
Mm-hmm.
the story written by Thaddeus.
Yeah. Thaddeus at my store gave me a book regarding what Edmure had said, and basically mentioned that every 100 years monsters come along, and that the 3 lanterns are quite important to solving the issue.
All right.
What was the name of the book? That
It was a work in progress book that you got.
Yeah,
as a
he didn't.
pamphlet.
It wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was untitled.
okay.
correct.
Remember, there was a book signing available.
No,
on yours, yeah.
I know. That's what I was doing. But since there was no title, I'm not going to necessarily make the connection. I was
Sure.
just seeing if we could find.
It's part of why you all had different places with different Thaddeus's.
I know. I know.
Charlie just kind of laughs at it, and he goes, "It's funny that you two are the most resistant to understanding what's going on when both of you have come closer to this kind of thing than she ever has
What
in
do
the
you
past."
mean? Last
do you-
night
what
was
do you-
the first time I'd ever been close
Yeah.
to one.
I mean, I've dealt with a lot of creepy things, but not anything like last night.
You don't recognize me, do you?
I mean, beyond when I saw you at the party? No.
2 years ago, you busted me for trying to break into an occult store.
Oh, you're that guy.
Yes.
dude, you need to learn how to pick locks.
Look, I'm not the most graceful person in the world, but I get the job done. Okay?
Okay.
Not thievery. That's not my thing. Don't you two, no. That was a special
Oh,
case.
I'll never thieve in my life.
Oh, not saying I won't ever thieve in my life, just that's not my occupation.
Hey, that's not mine either.
Okay.
It's closer related to mine, but
It's so good.
But that in that moment, you almost got by something. And I've had to cover your butt 3 times now.
last night I saved you. And then I remember. Had we met before the party?
Once. Weirdly enough, for the same reason.
Huh.
Not really met, per se. More like at the party where I just bumped into you. There's a bit more involved than just bumping.
Oh, well, I bump into a lot of people because I'm shy.
You're big.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. But how did you save me by bumping into me?
Well, I kept something away from you that's been following you for a while now.
Great.
Is it that blonde that he's always seen with?
No, unfortunately,
That
he's
is
not going to get rid of
A
her.
different parasite. No, I'm just kidding.
Isn't Lilith black hair? Like
Yeah.
raven black hair?
Yeah.
Oh, is she? Okay. The
I knew that you
yeah,
meant-
yeah. Sorry, for some reason I was thinking
Well,
she was
she
blonde.
wore a wig. Didn't she wear a wig?
She's worn, yeah.
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 Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Whatever.
No, Lilith is great.
Yeah.
Something else?
So, weirdly enough, I think it was around the same time of running into you. You had something following you in an alley. Almost got you. I think that's the only time I've ever seen you, well, of the 3 times I've seen you, actually look scared other than last night. So,
Oh. I thought that was a nightmare.
no. So you two have faced this
Great.
before.
Oh,
Something similar.
There he is. Hey, there he is.
Uh-oh.
And then there's your boys. Up walk
Tony and Frank.
Tony and Frank.
What's up, gentlemen?
Oh, hey, yeah. Oh, you tell him. No, you tell him. Just tell him. He's gonna
Stop
be mad
fighting.
either way. We can't find Lilith.
Great.
We went back to your room and looked through her stuff. Haven't found her. So, tell him what you know. Tell him what you know. One of her shoes are missing.
Now you get
Oh.
I didn't smell it.
Which
That was the
shoes?
one time.
Which
Huh?
which pair?
The slippers.
I have to leave.
We all just, I was saying,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that one.
So are we splitting the check, or who are you guys? Are you sitting down too?
No.
Do you want water?
We're leaving.
We're
And
yeah.
I'll pay for it.
Okay, with grandma money, we pay for it.
Elwood money. Yeah.
Very, very quickly. Well, you keep the change. Okay, all right. Like you guys just leave. It's very awkward, but you guys get out nonetheless. Okay, what do you do? As we've now come to a very strange revelation.
Let's go.
I better be getting back. I told my grandma I wouldn't be too late.
Okay. I'm gonna be going with. I will be investigating with Sammy and Frank and Tony, and be like, "Hey, guys, do you have the other shoe, the one that's missing a pair?"
Yeah. And he hands out, and he hands you the identical slipper.
When's the last time you saw?
Well, we were out having a good time. Lilith stopped by, told us not to be too rowdy and not say your name. We didn't. Things were good. We had.
Where?
Where? We were over at. He's gonna tell you actually. I have the answer to that question. Oh, come on. It's in. Nope. Hold on. I have an answer to this question. You know I do.
Of course you do. You're you.
It's the.
Also, how does he know that she's missing just one shoe?
Because they found one.
That's the only one they found. That's her
Yeah.
missing shoe.
Yeah, no, I get that, but it's just thinking, why is he going through her shoes?
He
He
smelled
said,
them.
I, was gonna say,
I
he
know.
said, yeah.
I don't-
We were over at Green's Grocery. There's like a little fridge back there. It ain't a. It's not a fridge. It's a door. Is he safe? Can we talk like this?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's a speakeasy back there.
And great. Are we in that yet?
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go figure it out
Okay.
together.
No, I mean the Green. We didn't see her. She went to Green's and then she left. She told
Right.
us to be all right, and then she said she was going to look for yous because you didn't come back. And so she went out, and she said she was going to go look up towards north side of town on the hill, and that's the last we heard of her.
Great. Well, I think she's dead.
I can't laugh. Sorry. I think he's like, yeah, but like no, like you mean. Like she's actually dead, or like
I
she's
mean,
dead?
like-
Like I'm gonna get her, because like we
I
don't watch
mean,
that
like,
stuff. We
we,
just like stay out, you know.
Like we were investigating a missing person, and then this morning went back to the place where we like met, and the park ranger had found a woman's foot, and on the end of that foot was that other shoe.
Yeah, but that couldn't be like, cause she would what? That doesn't make sense. Why would she leave with like only one shoe?
Oh. Where did you find that shoe?
I found the shoe in the closet.
Thank you. We need to go back to our room first.
Yes.
Quick
And-
question
Yeah.
for Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Does he time the moment that he was looking through the mirror at the apartment to the same moment that things got quiet in the woods?
I mean, that's all kind of nebulous. It's a similar time. It's all kind of maybe related, maybe not.
I mean, it's
Cool.
from our previous thing. That's all within.
Yeah.
All within like an hour or so.
Yep. Okay. Charlie's sitting in the back, just kind of like thinking to himself, "That's not
What?
right." Well, you know how I showed you your apartment?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you see through like that, it's not just a view. It's also a door.
Oh.
So
I'm sorry. I'm just punch Charlie in the face.
Do you? I mean, I guess
not to do any pain other than just
Anger.
I need to do this
All right,
just one
you
time.
you get clocked. You should have taken 8 harm, but you didn't. It's like he pulled it for sure.
Yeah.
You take 0 harm. It's a good little
That-
hit.
Yep.
It's not. I'm not blaming you per se because I know it wasn't unless you intentionally did something. And
No,
then
no,
we're
no,
gonna
no,
have
no,
a
no.
problem.
So let's piece together this timeline a little bit.
Yeah.
So you ventured looking into the mirror. Her slipper went
Yep.
missing, but also there's a foot in this slipper
Yep.
that seems to match the slipper you were handed. And you know, he's like, why would she leave without one shoe? So you know, I guess where's your brain at? What are you thinking?
I mean, even before we found out that it wasn't her, well, that she didn't leave. The like part of me thinks
Because they said that she went looking for you.
me in
Right.
both slippers.
They didn't know if she was in those shoes or not. Just that they had seen
Just
her
that
go
they,
looking
yeah,
for
they
you.
see her looking for you, and that they didn't see. They just went through her stuff because they're pervs, and
Yeah.
came across one shoe.
One shoe.
And he kept the one shoe so that it wasn't shady.
But like, why? I guess what I'm thinking, out of character, is she went looking and hasn't been back.
Remember?
Well, she was in the apartment.
She was in the apartment. That was before. What time around did she come see you? Late.
Gosh, yeah, real late. I mean, it had to have been
So-
like night for sure, like all the way night.
Above game also, remember that when you guys looked at the monster, the more you looked at it, the more it looked like you.
Yeah, but how did? I totally get that, and I totally think that it killed her. Out of game.
Yeah.
But how did her shoe? How did one shoe get on a foot in the river and the other shoe stayed in the apartment?
I don't know. Sounds crazy.
Yeah, in the closet.
I think we got checked there. Was there anything else in the closet?
No, it's not a lie.
Any ideas?
Let's go. And you didn't notice anything in the apartment earlier. I know you probably slept most of the day.
Yeah, I didn't think to look. I was like, oh, they're out. They're doing the work.
I mean, like we could scour the place. We could all go to the apartment or the
That might be the
hotel.
best thing to do.
Yeah. It's
All right.
Since we're right there, let's go up to the apartment.
You mentioned
Invest-
leaving. Do you still want to?
I probably should.
But do you? You troublemaker?
if you have to go, go.
Yeah, I better go. Just only because.
All right, so you head
it's been
back
Weird.
to the Elwood Estate, and you all head back to the
Hotel.
Right.
hotel
Hotel.
room. You begin to scour the hotel room. Go ahead and roll to investigate a mystery, all three of you. You return to
Can I
the
help out him?
Yes, you can. You return to the Elwood Estate. Out front is a really, really nice car.
I don't love that. Okay.
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 You put some of it together, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And you stop by, you see a driver just standing outside that car.
One more, Ross.
Like big old dude looking. And then you see three guys kind of like around the house. As you like look, they're like wandering around the perimeter of the house. Three big dudes. And then you walk up to the doorway, and the door is opened for you almost preemptively, and it's Donovan, and he's like, Harrison Sinclair's here, having a rather loud conversation with Lady Elwood. I would be mindful of interrupting this. Should you want to, I don't have an out for her. She's been kind of like, get me out of this conversation. I've been unable to do that. Maybe you'll have better luck.
Great. Do you know what they're discussing?
Something loud. But yes, they've been saying, get out of my affairs, and also, what are you, you little redhead minx? And you are evil and definitely a liar, and it's been yes.
Lovely. Where are they?
In the study, you hear them yell.
Okay. Never mind. And I'll start going that way. Not like I'm not going to go to I'm going to walk by it first.
All right, you walk by it. You just lightly hear her say, "Get out of my house! Like, why are you still here? I've said leave." And he says, "I can stay as long as I damn well want to, and you know that." And she says, "I'm just tired of you holding it over my head. It was one thing." And he says, "Yeah, it was one thing for everyone in this town, and now I'm building the promenade, whether you like it or not." And she's like, what if Catherine comes home and hears you talking like this? He goes, "Yes, I would like to meet Catherine." And then he gets out from the doorway. Do you want to run away or do you want to be available for conversation?
I'll be available for conversation.
All right, you turn around and you're there as he speaks to you, and he says to you, "Hi," and he looks over at Elwood and she says, "Catherine, you do not have to speak with me privately," and she goes, "I do not have to let her," and he goes, "Hey, Jonathan, grab her," and he just holds her in the study, and then you two are about to have a private conversation. As we cut back to you guys in the room, what was the rolls here? You rolled to help out.
I added 1 to his.
Great.
8.
8.
7.
So in our investigative mystery scenario, we're asking a random question. We're asking one question. This is not pertaining. Would you like to ask me a
This
question?
is not
here?
pertaining to the list.
It doesn't have to
Yeah.
pertain to the
Is
monsters.
there
no.
anything that a team?
No, it does not
that
to,
can
because
help?
then it would give away too much if I'm like, ask a monster question.
Yeah. No.
Tony
That's
or
fair.
Frank do anything to help our rolls improve? As a team, they qualify as a team on page 119 of that. I don't know if that
For now,
applies.
I don't think it's gonna matter.
Great.
Okay.
I'll look into that though.
So, ask a question. What is out of the ordinary?
What is out of the ordinary is that
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the closet has been gone through. Like, I'll give you a re-ask. I just feel like you kind of knew the answer to that question. You walk in, you see a room that's pretty well put together, and then you see a closet that's been gone through, but also shoddily put back together. Like, it's not like it's those guys have admitted to what they did, and here we are.
Right. Okay.
So, what seems out of the ordinary? Let me
Other
see,
than
like-
what I was, because I would expect that since they admitted that they would be going through, I mean, that's not from that list of questions.
No, I understand. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
yeah.
what you get here. What did you roll? 7 and 9, hold 1. You basically get to ask one question. You're asking what's out of the ordinary. What are you going to try to do? I'm sorry, Charlie.
Charlie is going to check and see if his hunches were correct about something possibly have
Coming through the mirror.
Yeah, something.
So you're
similar
saying
to
is
what
the
we dealt
mirror
with.
is something off
Yeah.
about the mirror?
The vanity, yeah.
Okay.
Is the vanity disturbed in a way that would invite like the idea that something happened there?
Okay. You go towards the vanity and you obviously like kind of run your fingers along the edge. You kind of feel it, and as you kind of run your finger along the edge, there's a residue that's left over most times when people pass through the
Yeah.
threshold.
Ectoplasm.
There is none here.
Okay.
So you can confirm that nothing
Yep.
entered this threshold. You look around and doing your detective work, you get down on the ground. And the two guys that are watching, Sammy's helping you out. He's like, well, it's not, I've checked this whole room. And you're like, yeah, but what if we're missing something? So you go down your hands and knees and they're like, look at the detective on his knees. And all the jokes are made, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, you go down and you just lay down flat. And then you, of course, helping him are like, what are you doing? And he's like, hold on. Take that lamp and shine it this way. So you take and you turn the lamp a little bit, and you see a little shimmer of a hair. It's not black like the rest of these Italians here. It's red.
I knew it.
It's
I
red.
knew it before you even.
And we're going to pick up there in 2 weeks with Catherine's conversation with what this could mean as the most dangerous and wealthy man makes his grand entry into this little show we have here. Thanks for watching our little show, Whispers of Old Harbor and Roll to One. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.